Good morning. Welcome to a timely and comprehensive update on the latest developments in China's economy. Today is Saturday, September 21st, 2024, Eastern Standard Time. What happened in China last night? Thank you for tuning in to China Finance Morning News. Let's start this beautiful morning as Panda Finance brings you today's headlines. Here are the top financial news stories from China this morning. A fiscal gap exceeding 2.5 trillion yuan is projected for China this year. Former finance officials have suggested that the country should implement an economic stimulus package of no less than 10 trillion yuan over the next 2 years. A wealthy Middle Eastern investor has acquired China Aoyuan Group, a prominent real estate company in China. Lifeng, Vice Premier of China's State Council, met with Christoph Franz, Chairman of Roche Group, in Beijing. Traffic control measures in a channel at the Yangtze River estuary in Shanghai have triggered speculation that China's third aircraft carrier, the Fujian, may have completed its fourth sea trial. Close to 20 banks in China have revealed their explorations in the artificial intelligence field, with state-owned large banks leading the way. This year, Chinese trust companies have been involved in corporate asset-backed securities, ABS, issuance totaling nearly 160 billion yuan. Here are the details. In its latest report, Roche Securities forecasts that China's fiscal revenue shortfall could surpass 2.5 trillion yuan this year, significantly raising the probability of a widened fiscal deficit. In August, China's fiscal performance continued to weaken on both the revenue and expenditure fronts. Key indicators include a sustained decline in tax revenues, a slowdown in non-tax revenue growth, and government fund revenues dropping over 30% for 3 consecutive months. Land sale revenues have also declined by more than 40% for 2 straight months, while fiscal expenditures have been progressing at a pace noticeably below seasonal norms. Looking ahead, Roche Securities warns that China faces considerable downward pressure on the economy, and achieving the annual GDP growth target of 5% is becoming increasingly challenging. In response, incremental policy measures are expected to be rolled out, with a particular emphasis on leveraging central government debt. On the fiscal front, the report estimates that the revenue shortfall will likely exceed 2.5 trillion yuan, pointing to an increased likelihood of budget adjustments and a larger deficit. At the China Macroeconomic Forum held on September 21, Liu Shijin, former deputy director of the Development Research Center of China's State Council, called for a comprehensive stimulus and reform package to revive the economy and restore growth momentum. Liu proposed a stimulus plan exceeding 10 trillion yuan over the next 1 to 2 years, primarily funded through the issuance of ultra-long-term special government bonds. Liu emphasized that the stimulus should focus on addressing shortfalls in basic public services, with 2 key areas of priority. First, the government should significantly enhance the provision of basic public services such as affordable housing, education, healthcare, social security, and elderly care for new urban residents. In the short term, this would involve government purchases of unsold housing to convert into affordable homes for these residents. Second, Liu advocated for accelerating the development of small and medium-sized towns within metropolitan areas to drive the second wave of China's urbanization. This would foster a modern urban system based on integrated rural-urban development, aiming for high-quality and sustainable growth. A recent navigation warning issued by Shanghai's Maritime Safety Administration has fueled speculation that China's third aircraft carrier, the Fujian, may have completed its fourth sea trial. The notice, released on September 19, announced traffic control measures at a deep water channel in the Yangtze River estuary for September 21, similar to warnings issued following the Fujian's previous 3 trials. Media reports suggest that the Fujian could be returning to port after spending 19 days at sea, matching the duration of its second trial. If confirmed, this would mark a significant step in the carrier's development as China continues to expand its naval capabilities. Rumors of a potential Qualcomm acquisition of Intel have sparked market speculation, though Intel China has declined to comment when asked by Chinese reporters. On September 21, media reports surfaced claiming that Qualcomm had engaged in preliminary talks with Intel regarding a possible deal. Sources familiar with the matter emphasized that the discussions are far from final, with Qualcomm yet to make a formal offer, and significant obstacles still remain to completing a transaction. If successful, the acquisition would mark one of the largest and most impactful deals in recent years, potentially reshaping the competitive landscape of the global semiconductor industry. However, when contacted by the paper, a Chinese news outlet, Intel China responded, "We do not comment on rumors." On the evening of September 20th, Beijing time, Chinese Vice Premier Lifeng met with Christoph Franz, chairman of the board of Roche Group, in Beijing. Lifeng emphasized that China is implementing reform measures outlined at the third plenary session of the 20th Central Committee, aimed at promoting high-quality development and further opening up to the world. He noted that China is continuing to ease market access, including in the biopharmaceutical sector, and is committed to creating a more favorable business environment. He also highlighted China's vast market, which will offer more and better opportunities for foreign enterprises. Franz expressed Roche's confidence in China's economic outlook and business climate, stating that as a globally renowned pharmaceutical company, Roche is eager to deepen its investment and cooperation in China. The announcement stated that Multi-Gold Group Limited has become a new strategic investor in the company, with its sole director and ultimate beneficial owner, Alobiyadlai, set to join the board as chairman. Multi-Gold Group Limited holds a 16.48% stake in China Aoyuan. Alobiyadlai, 45, earned a bachelor's degree in Management Information Systems from UAE University in 2001. He later obtained 2 master's degrees from George Washington University, one in project management in 2008 and another in computer science in 2010. In 2020, he received a master's in international business law from Pantheon Assas University, Paris II, and in 2022, he completed a master's in data management and artificial intelligence from ESCP Business School. Alobiyadlai is currently continuing his studies at Georgetown University. 7 China Securities A500 ETFs conclude fundraising, injecting 14 billion yuan into Chinese stock market. On the evening of September 20th, Huatai Pinebridge Fund, Full Goal Fund, and China Merchants Fund announced that their China Securities A500 ETFs had reached the 2 billion yuan fundraising cap, triggering proportional allotment. This follows the closure of the A500 ETF from Harvest Fund, which was established on September 20th after completing its fundraising on September 13th. Harvest's A500 ETF saw a total of 6,903 valid subscriptions during the fundraising period, with a net subscription amount of 2 billion yuan, including 200 million yuan invested by the fund manager using proprietary funds. In total, 7 out of the first batch of 10 China Securities A500 ETFs have now concluded fundraising, each hitting the 2 billion yuan initial cap. These funds will collectively inject 14 billion yuan of fresh capital into the Chinese stock market. Huawei executive announces over 10,000 apps and meta services launched on native Harmony OS, investing over 6 billion yuan annually in developer innovation. A senior Huawei executive has announced that more than 10,000 apps and meta services are now available on the Harmony OS Next app marketplace, catering to 99.9% of consumer usage time. The number of registered developers has grown to 6.75 million. Huawei is committed to investing over 6 billion yuan each year to support and incentivize innovation among Harmony OS developers, with the Huawei Developer Alliance seeing rapid growth in its registered developer base, now reaching 6.75 million. According to information from the Economic and Commercial Office of the Chinese Embassy in Vietnam, Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh has signed Decision No. 999 to establish a task force focused on the investment of the railway connecting China and Laos. This group is tasked with assisting the Prime Minister in studying, monitoring, and guiding various ministries in implementing key tasks related to the planning and investment of the railway, while addressing associated challenges. The task force will prioritize investments in the Lao Cai-Hanoi-Haiphong route, with an aim to commence construction by 2025. This week, China's primary market reported a total financing amount of approximately 2.046 billion yuan, reflecting a 27.18% decrease from the previous week. A total of 58 investment events were recorded domestically, down 1.69% from last week's 59. In terms of sector activity, integrated circuits and healthcare emerged as the most active fields, while advanced manufacturing, new materials, and automotive mobility also showed notable engagement. Advanced manufacturing disclosed the highest total financing amount, approximately 510 million yuan. Among the week's highlights, pool cleaning robot developer Xingmai Innovation successfully completed an over 300 million yuan Series A financing round, co-led by Cathay Capital, Monolith, and Anchor Innovation, with follow-on investments from Hillhouse Capital, Shanwei Capital, Sourcecode Capital, Yinmu Capital, Wuzhong Jinkong, and Professor Gaobing Xian. This funding event represents the largest disclosed investment amount of the week. Chinese banks embrace artificial intelligence to address vast business needs and personalization. Recent data reveals that nearly 20 banks in China have disclosed their explorations in the field of artificial intelligence, with state-owned large banks taking the lead. Institutions such as Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, ICBC, China Construction Bank, CCB, and Bank of Communications, BOCOM, have each introduced their own large model systems. For instance, ICBC has launched a general AI model for the financial industry, while Agricultural Bank of China, ABC, has unveiled its AI model application, ChatABC. A seasoned banking professional remarked that banks, as entities focused on standardized operations and digital risk management, are now faced with the dual challenges of processing vast amounts of business and providing personalized customer experiences. As such, achieving a high level of intelligence has become essential, making the adoption of AI a necessity for the industry. Chinese trust companies participate in nearly 160 billion yuan of corporate ABS issuance this year. As of September 20, trust companies in China have participated in the issuance of corporate asset-backed securities, ABS, totaling approximately 159.1 billion yuan, representing a year-on-year increase of 50.22%. This year, 217 corporate ABS products have been established by domestic trust companies, reflecting a 32.32% increase from the previous year. A total of 22 trust companies have been involved in these initiatives. Data shows a strong enthusiasm among Chinese trust companies for participating in corporate ABS this year, driven largely by policy direction, business transformation, and urgent market demand. Introducing the trust model into asset securitization enhances product liquidity and increases the marketization of ABS. Furthermore, trust companies possess inherent institutional advantages in achieving bankruptcy remoteness and true sale, making their role in the structuring of asset securitization difficult to replace. Thank you for tuning in to today's financial news. We look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.